What is happening at J Gamer Dude here? I love me my horror games. I play a lot of horror games. Halloween is one of the greatest times of the year, and somehow, for some reason, Alien Isolation is getting a sequel 10 years later. Now, before I get into the details about Alien Isolation and the fact that it's getting a sequel way later than anyone probably expected, just wanted to say, hey, if you could like the video, if you like my videos, subscribe to the channel, and of course, feel free to visit my Spotify link in the description below if you prefer to listen on an audio platform, because doing all of that kind of just sends a positive message to YouTube to say, and the algorithm as well, to say, hey, I like these sorts of videos, please recommend these to other people who like similar stuff to me, and that kind of helps the channel grow. So with all that being said, let's talk about Alien Isolation. So to provide things into perspective, firstly, Alien Isolation is actually a bloody incredible horror game, because you are playing as Amanda Ripley, who I think is Ellen Ripley's daughter, if I remember correctly. And so you are going to the ship in which Alien actually took place. And with that being said, you are by yourself, and you kind of just travel through. You see some, sort of robots and stuff like that. But most importantly, you have the alien being controlled. You pretty much, the idea is, in horror games, you know when to expect enemies to appear. You know when the big bad is around. You know you can sometimes fight the big bad enemy thing that's stalking you. But in the case of Alien here, or the Alien in Alien Isolation, the AI and programming are incredibly, let's put it this way, random, where you could find yourself being unfairly killed multiple times over and over and over again because of how unpredictable the nature of the alien in this game is. It's in fact really well done. The locations are incredibly well done. The whole VHS cassette type aesthetic of like the 1980s technology, the way the future looks like from the perspective of someone who makes a movie in the 1980s, did an incredible job. The aesthetic is bloody amazing. The actual atmosphere is also bloody amazing. The alien is bloody amazing. The fact that you're alone by yourself and the only way you can drive off the alien is by using a flamethrower is also amazing, because again, that flamethrower is going to be very limited, and that alien could hunt you down at any point in any location after it's been introduced. However, the biggest downside of the game is that it is a little bit overlong. It's like a 7 to 10 hour game that just stretched out to 20 to 25 hours, but it is what it is. So it's insane to think that it's now getting a sequel, albeit that it's way, way later. But that being said, the developers Creative Assembly have actually been through a lot for the past 5 to 6 years, especially with their Total War franchise and everything like that. They've been under a lot of pressure, and there's also been a lot of bad news in that regard, but I'm not going to go into too much detail because I'll be completely honest, while I did keep up with that sort of news, I still don't quite remember everything off the top of my head. So let's actually remain cautiously optimistic as we talk about the sequel. So the message is as follows. On the 10th anniversary, it seems only fitting that we let you know we have heard your distress calls loud and clear, reads a post from Al Hope, the original game's creative director, on Twitter. Today, I'm decided to confirm on behalf of the team that a sequel to Alien Isolation is in early development. We look forward to sharing more details with you when we're ready. And that kinda sucks that it's only in early development. Again, I kinda wish we got one sooner, but again, Creative Assembly has been under a lot of pressure with the Total War games not being as of high quality, the fact that they're missing out on functions and features, or the fact that Total War Pharaoh, which was a significantly lesser than game, was being charged for normal price before they decreased the price and refunded everyone who bought the game at full price the difference of $20. So rather than selling Total War Pharaoh for $60, which they were originally doing, they decreased the price to $40, I think on day one or shortly thereafter, and refunded everyone on PC that $20 in the form of credit on their Steam accounts. Yeah, it's man, the way they also used speakers and the microphone in like the controller or in the PS4 controller was great, because if you made too much noise while you're playing with your voice, then like, you know, the alien would find you pretty easily as well. Though that does make the game a lot tougher as a result. But it seems like that this Rock Paper Shotgun article does in fact agree that you know, let's see, Alien, Amanda Ripley, yes, daughter of Ellen, yes, so I was actually right about that, sweet. Bullying androids, but at 20 to 30 hours in length, isolation does come perilously close to wearing out its welcome, and to some extent it does kind of do that, especially in the last 5 hours of the game, when you're going through some very interesting areas that look like bridges that are connected to each other, and you kind of need to go around in circles while hiding away from the alien in question. And it's a bloody incredible game at that. In fact, it's clear that it took a lot of inspiration, especially when games started to become more for sort of first-person horror games, after stuff like Amnesia, The Dark Descent, Slender Man, and Outlast all kind of, you know, blew up in the YouTube horror game space, so to speak. And of course, worth pointing out, but Alien Romulus has actually got a bunch of references to Alien Isolation as well, which is definitely worth pointing out, because that's actually bloody incredible that they actually did make some genuinely cool references, like the save point. But man, I really do wonder, like, should I be excited or should I be kind of worried? Anyway, it's just that it's kind of concerning with, like, you know, modern day gaming, and the fact that we're talking about a sequel 10 years later than the original title. Gaming has changed quite a lot. People are shifting to like how games look, and the fact that there's so much more, like, you know, microtransactions and things like that in games, with the advent of season passes and especially battle passes, hero shooters taking the like. So I feel like I should be more excited than I actually am, but I do have some concern, especially in the form of how gaming has changed and what modern gaming is now. So I do hope that it does keep a lot of what made the game great, and hopefully just not as long, maybe a tad bit shorter, maybe make it 15 hours. I'm more than happy to just have that much content for the story, especially with beating the game without dying. That was a hell of an achievement as well in the game. I feel like there's a lot of real positive things you can say about it, but at the end of the day, with the sequel, I hope they do improve upon the ideas that they had in order to make it slightly shorter but a more tighter experience as a whole. With all that being said though, let me know what you guys think about all of this in the comments below. Like the video if you liked it, subscribe to the channel. I'm aiming for 400 subs by the end of the year. And I do have my Spotify link in the description below if you prefer to, you know, listen on an audio platform. But with all that being said, I do upload every day, so I'll see you guys tomorrow.